With the news coming out that Meghan Markle's new Archetypes podcast is being pushed back now to 2025, I bet her new podcast boss, Lemonada, is seriously regretting signing her on and probably thinking that she might be an effing grifter. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the Alternerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness. Yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because do you all remember this little ditty right here? Yes, Lemonada, back in February to a little bit of fanfare, announcing their new creative partnership with Megxy. Yeah, well, what a difference a couple of months make, right? Because, her new podcast with Lemonada has already hit the wall before it even started, guys. The show has now been put on ice until next year at the earliest, while she focuses on American Riviera Orchard. Yeah, guys, you can't make this shiz up. This is absolutely insane. Now, a source is telling Richard Eden from the Daily Mail that there's not to be expected any work being broadcast this year. Quote, the relaunch of Meghan's Archetypes podcast got pushed back to 2025, the California-based source says. Oh, what a coincidence. This California-based source lives in the same state as Megxy. I wonder where this source is really from. Team Sussex? Anywho, it is understood, Richard Eden writes, that Lemonada did not want the podcast launch to be overshadowed by Megxy's TV series, which she began filming at a rented house in Montecito last week. Netflix said the show would celebrate the joys of cooking and gardening, entertaining, and, of all things, knowing Megxy, friendship. Yeah. Laugh at your own whim there. Lemonada, though, is said to be concerned that there would also be scheduling conflicts between the launch of its podcast and that of Megxy's lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. Now, this to me makes zero sense. Why? She's launching a lifestyle brand. You would want to throw everything and the kitchen sink, right, to launch this brand to ensure that it's a success. So, you do the Netflix series, right? You do the podcast. You have the website. You've got the Instagram profile. You come at it at all angles to promote on different mediums, on different platforms. So for Lemonada to turn around and say there'd be scheduling conflicts, do I believe that? Oh, hell no. What do I believe instead? I believe Megxy, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, has put zero work into the Lemonada deal. That there is no podcast whatsoever that has been lifted off the ground, that there's been no preparation for it whatsoever. At all. That's what I believe. And I believe Lemonada are just covering up that by saying, it's just scheduling conflicts, that's all it is. There's no scheduling conflict. Like I said, she could easily still do the podcast all at the same time in order to promote the main thing, which is American Riviera Orchard for her. It's a different medium. There's no conflict whatsoever between the podcast and Netflix, as Netflix is a visual medium, whereas a podcast is an auditory medium. Actually, if anything, they complement each other pretty well, wouldn't you think? Anywho, despite the setback, Megxy is still believed to be working on this new podcast, but as I said, I really don't believe that. Source told the publication she has a list of very high-profile guests that she wants to interview for the show. So she has a list of guests, but none that have been confirmed that actually want to, go on to this new podcast. Interesting, right? Source revealed that the smaller podcast company is struggling to get off the starting blocks. Now, this is more like it, guys. I don't think they've got off the starting blocks. I don't think she's planned anything for this podcast for Lemonada. Now, Channel 5's royal correspondent Simon Vigar told The Sun, quote, I think the media career or relighting the screen career as an actress, I think that's a long shot because you can never see her as a character now. You're going to see Megxie, the Duchess, so that's difficult. He continues, how can you believe that she's anybody else other than the person that we know so well? And as I understand it, with Netflix, they still have a deal there who are going to want their pound of flesh, obviously. Well, yeah, but again, running that alongside a podcast, that's no competition for Netflix. If anything, it complements it, right? Now, Lemonada are already getting roasted for this. At Stories by J.E. May says, Dear Lemonada, you've been markled. Oh yeah, I think they've well and truly been markled. It's a thing. Definitely look it up. The Duchess convinced you of her enthusiasm for a podcast and promised she'd bring big names and have brilliant conversations. You gave her the media hype she wanted with your announcement, but now she's got no time for you. See you next year. Maybe. Lemonada. What happened? You've just been markled. That's what happened. And yes, my good friend Meghan's Mo, please make sure you subscribe to her on YouTube. Yeah, one word says it all. Markled. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now, this is the thing, right? Back in February, as we all remember, yes, as Stories by J.E. May said, it was announced to much fanfare. Lemonada really did a massive media blitz for Megxie. And Megxie herself put out a statement saying, I'm proud to now be able to share that I'm joining the brilliant team at Lemonada to continue my love of podcasting. But now, with a caveat of, for next year. Being able to support a female-founded company next year with a roster of thought-provoking and highly entertaining podcasts that are now going to be released next year. It's a fantastic way to kick off 2024, or you should say now, fantastic way to kick off 2025. Our plan is to re-release Archetypes. I'm so eager to be able to share the new podcast soon. Well, not so soon anymore. And I'm overjoyed to be joining the Lemonada family. Yeah, so overjoyed that, again, she's pushing back everything with Lemonada until 2025. Yeah, right? Because this is the thing, right? All Lemonada has got at this point is her second-hand podcast that was already released on Spotify. That's it. That's all they've got. Yeah, I bet they're really regretting signing Megxie on right now. I'm probably thinking that, yeah, she is an effing grifter, as per the Spotify executive Bill Simmons. Yes, last year, as we all know, when Spotify dumped Hazza and Megxie, a bit of conspiracy theory, whatever, right? Dumped. Yeah, he launched a rant about the couple. In an episode of his own podcast, he called them the effing grifters. That's the podcast we should have launched with them. I've got to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try and help him with a podcast idea. It's one of my best stories, the grifters. And now going full circle with it all, I bet now Lemonada is thinking, Bill Simmons may have had a point. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, believe me, of course there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. I'll be honest with you, help us get to 1 million so we can also get that gold play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about Megxie pushing back her podcast to 2025, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.